always cocked his head back and hit dude in the face with the ice pick. After that, I ran over there, grabbed the dude's jumpsuit or khaki, wrapped it around my hand, and I just started hitting him. I hit him about 7 times. And then but you know, dude.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Blood on the Razor Wire TV, where you already know we bring it to you real and we bring it to you raw. Bringing a brother on that spent many, many years of his life in federal prison. He spent many years in some of the most dangerous prisons in the country, seen things and been places that are unimaginable. But you know what? He can tell his story better than I can. So tell the people who you are, brother. Talk about where you're from and how you landed in prison.
My name is Mason Britt. I'm from Utah, West Valley to be exact. I went to the feds for armed bank robbery. While I was fighting my case, I ended up knocking out a guard, taking his keys, opened up a cell door for one of my homeboys because we were supposed to go down and put in some work. I got the keys, I opened the door, but you know, by then I'm surrounded by COs, and I got 18 years for the bank robbery, and then ended up getting another 96 months for the assault, aiding and abetting attempted escape.
So let's talk about this, right? I know you just got out of prison. We'll talk about you knocking out the cop and stuff in a second. But I know you just got out of prison. Someone hit me up and was like, yo, you got to interview this dude. He's got a YouTube channel. You know, he did all his time in the penitentiary. So tell the people what your YouTube channel is, too, and we'll link that at the end of this.
Well, I got two. One is called Beyond the Wall, and that's me just taking people through what it feels like to come out. You know, after being locked up for 2 decades, and coming out now, it's like you've been teleported to the future. So everything's brand new. Like the homies that I left, they were all teenagers, but now they got kids that are our age when we went to prison, and just seeing the progression on how the world is and how I'm dealing with it. My other episode is Welcome to the USP, which is me just taking people through my journey through the penitentiary. Starting out in Lompoc in 2001, to going to Victorville in 2004, ended up getting caught up in Victorville, going to Beaumont from 2004 to 2006. 2006 to 2008, to being in Atwater from 2008 to 2015. Then I ended up in Lewisburg, the Smooth program.
So let's talk about this then, right?
Florence, Colorado, 2017. That's where I got roots from.
Let's talk a little bit about how you went to prison, right? So you go to prison, you end up knocking out the cop. How old were you when you get arrested?
I was 20, 1998.
1998. And you get released when?
Just 2 months ago, August 10th, 2022.
So from 1998 to 2022, you spent all those years in USPs?
Yeah, I fought my case for about 2.5 years. Then I fished in Lompoc in 2001.
When you knock out the cop, what are you thinking? Are you thinking, man, we're going to escape, we're getting out of here, I'm facing too much time? What's your thought process?
Well, I just had guys through the cop because he tried to deny me my rec. I was in a unit, and you know, I'm in a supermax, so I only get to come out for an hour at a time, 3 times a week. So on this particular day, the CO, he comes over there, and I'm trying to get my rec. He opens the door for me to come out to get my rec, but he tells me, hey, you got to make your bed before you come out to rec. And I'm telling him, like, make my bed? Man, I spend 24 hours a day in this fucking room. I don't need to make my bed to get my rec. This is a minimum mandatory, you know, under the federal, because we're federal inmates. No matter what we do, we got these 3 hours coming each week. So he tried to deny my rec. I asked to speak to the sergeant. And when the sergeant came, and I veered around and tried to go to the sergeant, the cops jumped on me. One of them tried to come from behind me and grab me. I threw him over my shoulder, and then I was about to kick the dude in the face, but they all jumped me and took me to another Supermax unit where they stripped me down, left me in a cell for 7 days, no blankets, no clothes, no shower, shoes, just in my dun-dun-dun for 7 days in a cold-ass room. No toilet paper or nothing. So while we're in that unit, you got the homies downstairs my homeboy Paul Arma, they call him C-Nut from Park Village. Him and another dude, they wolfing back and forth through the cells, back and forth. So after 7 days, the guards come and let me out for my hour. When I come out for my hour, the homie's like, hey, grab the keys. I said, grab the keys for what? I said, man, grab the keys and go down there and handle this dude. I'm like, man, I'm getting a blanket today. I'm not trying to go I'm going to go take a shower. I'm going to clean my cell. I get a blanket today. I'm cool. You know what I mean? I said, I'm not with that shit. I'm cool. So I take my shower. I do my little 30-minute rec. But I know I'm going to spend a lot of time in my cell. So before I go to the cell, like back in ADC, which is the Salt Lake jail down here, you can just pop the tray slot. There's no keys to it. So I go to one of my homeboys' cells to go get some books so I can go back in my cell and read some books because I'm going to be spending a lot of time in there. So as I'm going to go get the books, the guard, the one that started the whole shit, the reason why I'm in this unit in the first place, he yells at me, hey, get the fuck away from the door. You know, just the way he talked to me was just so disrespectful. And really, I'm facing like, at this time, I'm facing like 65 years because when they picked me up, they hit me for 14 robberies, 12 kidnappings, and 7 attempted murders. You know, I was out here, I was getting it in out here, you know what I mean? You know, we gang banging. So I looked at the homie, I was like, yeah, he's like, hey, get the fuck away from the door. You didn't hear me? And I could hear him coming, you know, walking towards me real aggressive. So I told the homeboy, I said, hey, what's up, man? You want that keys? He's like, yeah, grab that key. So I gave the books back. When he came, I could see his reflection in the window. So when he came close, I backhanded him, but he ducked it, and he tried to throw a punch at me. So when he threw the punch, I slipped it, I grabbed him by the sleeve, and I knocked him out. He fell down. His ass is right here. Legs did the split and just hit the ground. And at the moment, I was like, oh, shit, I fucked up, you know, because he's not moving. I'm thinking, I've never knocked nobody out there before then or since then. That was one hit anyway, you know. So while I'm trying to check to see if he's conscious, everybody's banging on the window, grab the keys, grab the keys, grab the keys. I said, shit, fuck it. In for a penny, in for a pound. So I grabbed the keys, went over to my homeboy's cell, but the keys got a rack of keys on them. And so I'm just going through it. But in the unit that we're in, it's Supermax, so they got a tower inside the unit that the COs come in from outside the unit. So they already seen the whole incident, so the deuces is already hit. So as I'm trying to open the keys, I see all the guards running towards the hall and down the hallway towards the unit. So I finally got the door open, and we're mobbing down the hallway to the other dude's cell. And when the homie seen us, like, hey, give me the keys, my dumb ass had left the key in the key slot. So he went back to go grab the keys. But by the time he came back, I was already surrounded by the COs. And they're all surrounding me, trying to mace me. And I'm telling them, hey, stop fucking macing me. And they're trying to mace me. But the homie, C-Nut, he's like 6'3". You know, he's Samoan. So he was, you know how some islanders are. They're huge. So he comes over there, hey, stop macing my homie. And they all stop. They're like, all right, I'm all right. We don't, you know. And he's like, well, man, what's up, cuz? What you trying to do? The dude's still knocked out. The dude got hit. And there's like 30 COs surrounding us. And I'm just like, look, man, let's see if this dude wakes up. If this dude don't wake up, then fuck it. Because I'm thinking I ain't never knocked nobody out before. So I'm thinking I killed the dude. You know what I mean? I was like, man, if this dude don't wake up, then let's just go. But finally, about 5 minutes in the standoff between us and the COs, the guy finally wakes up, but he's not conscious that the room is full of guards. He goes through the horseshoe and calls and for emergency, you know, backup or whatever. So when I see that he was all right and then he woke up, I told the homie to lock in. He's like, you sure? I said, man, just go ahead and lock in. I'll deal with them. So they locked him in, and the COs had one of the sergeant. His name was Sergeant Tonga. He's a Tongan dude, big old guy. I've already had other dealings with him through the course of my time in the county jail. So I know he's like a respectable dude. If he tells me something, that's what it's going to be. So they're like, hey, get down, turn around, cuff up. I told them, man, look, I'm going to let you cuff me up. I don't want nobody else touching me. I'm going to let you cuff me up. I mean, once I'm cuffed up, I can't do nothing. But, you know, being from Salt Lake, you know, I'm from TOP, Tiny Orient Posse, and the homies got a big RICO back in 2006, so we're pretty known out here as far as, you know, gang-wise and whatnot. You know, we're all in there. When I got arrested, we got like 16 of us got picked up.
Hold on, let me stop you, Mess. Is that the gang that you ran with when you were in Salt Lake?
Yeah.
Is that an Asian gang, a Pacific Islander gang? What kind of gang is it?
Asian gang, Cambodian, Laos gang. You know. So, yeah, I told him, I turned around, let him cuff me up, and to his word, he cuffed me up. They didn't they didn't beat my ass or nothing like that. They just took me to another cell, locked me in a room, and 2 street police came in and read me my charges. And the next day, I was in federal court being charged for assault on a federal officer, aiding or abetting attempted escape. You know, they told me that through the course of me fighting that case, they tell me to plead guilty to 14 months, and they'll drop the case off the homie that I let out the cell for aiding and abetting. So I pled guilty to 14 months. But when I got sentenced, the judge gave me 96 months. They careered me and enhanced me on top of the 18 years I got for the bank robbery. So that's how I ended up with 26 years in the feds.
And how much time did you do straight?
23 years and 8 months.
Do you regret the decisions that you made?
I mean, no one really likes to do. I mean, of course, we want to say, yeah, things could have been different. I could have turned left, I could have turned right. But at the end of the day, man, everything I've been through has enabled me to be the man that I am today. You know, and so I don't really like to live in regret. I don't really like to go back and try to take, because you can't do it anyway, so why waste energy on it? So for me, from my perspective, is that, okay, you've done all this stuff now, you've been through all these experiences, now let's learn from it and let's evolve. You know, so it's really not about regret, but it's just about trying to take all the experience and the wisdom that I've been able to gather and learn through all the years, and somehow today use it to benefit my life and my people's life some way, somehow. You know?
So you walk into prison. What's your first prison? Is it Lompoc? Federal prison?
Lompoc USP. Until they turn, we ship this out when they turned it to FBI in 2004, when they opened up Victorville. But yeah, Lompoc USP.
What's Mess's first day like? You walk in, you're Asian. Do the Asians embrace you? I mean, are there gang members in your unit? What's that like?
Well, you know, when I first went in, and you know how you get interviewed by the SIS and all that stuff, you know what I mean? I had long curls, you know, when my hair grows out, I can't grow it out anymore, but when it grows out, it's kind of wavy. You know, I'm young, so, you know, and when they review my case, they see that I got that assault on a federal officer. You know how they feel about that shit when you put your hands on one of their staffs. So it was just like, oh, you're from where? You're from Utah? Oh, what? They got gangs out in Utah? He goes, nah, we got real gangs out here on this yard, you know, and you're cute. And they're gonna like you. And I'm just like, I know what they're doing. They're trying to bait me, so I'm not biting. And they were just like, what's up? Can you walk the yard? You know, me? Yeah, I can walk the yard. I don't give a fuck. I mean, that's my mentality. I got 26 years. In my mind, I'm never going home. Because I'm active. I stayed active to the day I walked out that door. So I'm just like, hey, whatever it is, if I make it home, I make it home. But until then, I'm going to do me, and that's it, you know. So I didn't have no problem hitting the yard, but they didn't let me hit the yard. They put me in the shoe, waiting for a captain's review. And while I was in the shoe, in Lompoc, if they find an open razor blade, they hit you with a knife shot. And I just walked into that cell. They pulled me out, take a shower. Me and this old man, Rhino, he's an old Japanese dude they put me in there with. We're in the shower, and the CO comes, hey, what's this razor blade? And I'm like, man, I just got off the bus. Anyway, I end up with a knife shot my first day. So I end up spending 30 days in the shoe before I hit the compound. And when I hit the compound, like I said, when people first see me, they're not sure what race I am. You know, because some, I mean, depending on what type of day, what time of day it is, some people might think I'm black. Some people think I'm Mexican. The last thing they think is that I'm Asian, you know. So, but I already knew a few people that was already on there that left the Salt Lake before me. So I didn't have no issues or nothing. They embraced me. I got an Asian Islander time because I'm Cambodian, and that's what it was.
Well, the Asian dude's respected in federal prison. I mean, I know what the deal is, but some of the viewers don't.
Well, in the beginning, we weren't really a formidable group because for whatever reason, like the older generation that was in there before me, they didn't really have a unity. You know, the Hawaiians hung out with the Hawaiians, the Vietnamese hung with the Vietnamese, the Chinese hung with the Chinese, and me being Cambodian, there's not many Cambodians in the system. So when I went into Lompoc, come to find out that the homies in Lompoc, the older ones, didn't check no paperwork. I found out this by an interaction what I had with a Crip homie, Bolo. He's half Hawaiian, half black from LA. I was sitting waiting to play chess with this blood dude named Creek that knew some of my homeboys in Florence. And when it was my turn to play, Bolo went and sat up on the table and like, oh no, we ain't playing no more, and we're watching TV. But I knew that something was. I haven't done anything to disrespect the man, so I'm not sure how to react. Like, do I pick off on this dude or what's going on? Because I already know being in prison, respect is a big thing, and perception is even a bigger thing. So I just walked away because one, I'm at their table, and then that area, so they have a right to do and deny whoever whatnot, So I waited for so I walked away. But I watched him because, when I feel uncomfortable around somebody, I'm never going to let them walk behind me. I'm never going to let them get close to me because I don't know what's going on. So later on the day, when I see him go up to his room, he lived upstairs. The Lompoc is like the old prison where it's just 3 tiers up, 19, 20 cells on each side. When he went up to his cell, I went up there by myself. The Bo was a big old dude. He's black and a Hawaiian. So I went up there and knocked on his door. I was like, hey, what's up, homie? I said, hey, earlier today, when I was over there waiting to play chess, and whatever went on, I was like, have I done something to disrespect you or anything that I don't know about? He's like, nah, man, ain't got nothing to do with you. He said, hey, man, your homies over here don't check paperwork. We all check paperwork. I said, what? I said, matter of fact, hold up. I went back down to my stairs, brought him my whole box, gave it to him, left. A couple days later, he came, gave me back the box, and we've been tight ever since. All right?
Let me ask you this. You ever had to put in work?
Man, I almost caught 2 bodies. I had to stab up a homie up. He was a good friend of mine, but he crossed the line when we was in Victorville. He ran up in my cell and pulled a knife on my cellie. So, I got up. I said, hey, man, what you doing? He's like, oh, man, this ain't got nothing to do with you. This got to do with him. Because my cellie came over from Pollock with in 2005, they didn't let us get tobacco no more. I mean, they were still selling tobacco in other penitentiaries, but in Victorville, when they opened up in 2004, they weren't selling no tobacco products. So the homie came from Pollock, brought 3 cans of tobacco with him. So I'm sitting lovely. I'm doing me. And but I'm not looking out for the dudes I fuck with, but I'm not here to kiss somebody's ass or nothing. So dude felt some type of way that we weren't breaking him off or whatever. So at 6 o'clock in the morning, he ran up in my cell and pulled a knife on my cellie, trying to tell my cell he's got to break bread, this and that. And I'm like, man, you in my cell, home. I don't think got nothing to do with you, Mesa, but he got to know that he got to break bread. I said, man, you're in my cell with a knife. Get the fuck out of my cell. He's like, I said, man. So I talked him out. I I said, man, let me talk to the homie, and I'll come holler at you at lunch. So I talked him out of the cell. I looked at my homie. He was on top bunk. His name is Ikale Banuku. I said, what's up, homie? What you trying to do? I said, man, I'm trying to kill that motherfucker. So at dinner, he was in 1B. I'm in 2A. He's in 1B. 1B is right in front of the chow hall. If you know how Victorville is set up, it's just a rectangle. You know, the yard is 3 squares, and the unit goes around the yard. So we got our pieces, you know, ice picks. Went over to front of the unit. Went to the when they called us to chow at dinner time. We went over there, and I told a homie, I said, look, this is your beef, homie. You make the first move, and I got you. So when I'm walking, he's coming out of his unit, but it so happened it was perfect timing. My friend Kojo, he's from the BLA, Black Liberation Army, older dude, older Muslim dude, waved me and called me to talk to me. So I veered off. And he's talking to me, but I'm keeping my eye on the homie. So when I see the homie walk up, the homie cock his head back and hit dude in the face with the ice pick. After that, I ran over there, grabbed the dude's jumpsuit or khaki, wrapped it around my hand, and I just started hitting him. I hit him about 7 times. And then but you know, dude, I don't take nothing from dude. He's a gangster. You know, but he was my friend too, so I wasn't trying to kill him. So when I hit him a few times, I threw him off me and I let him go. And I'm trying to run away to get away from the, from the scene, and try to blend in with the crowd, you know. But as I'm running, I hear footsteps behind me, and the dude that I just stabbed is chasing me. So I turn around, I'm like, what's up? He's like, oh, it's like that. Mason, it's like that. I said, homie, you came in from my cell with a knife. What the fuck you think I'm supposed to do? And he's trying to creep up to me because he knows karate, you know, he knows martial arts or whatnot. He got hands or what. And he tried to get close enough to me to try to kick me. And I hit him again right in the chest. And after that, he just lay flat on the ground. And I ran, and I was like, fuck. So I turned around and I tried to bend the corner, and all I heard was a gunshot. Boom. Like, I don't know how close it came to me, but the piece of the cement from the wall hit me in my eye, and I just flopped on the ground. I'm not trying to get my head blown away by the gunshot, you know what I mean? So when we went to the shoe, in the cell that we were in, you could see people coming in and out of the shoe, and dude never came back from the hospital. So on the 3rd day, when one of the COs walked by the cell, I knocked on the window. I said, hey, man, what's up with my homeboy? And he's like, who's your homeboy? I said, Yano. No, that's how you do your homeboy? I said, man, fuck all that. What's up with him? Like, oh, his lungs collapsed. I'm like, well, what that mean? Like, that means he could die. I'm like, oh, shit, right? So we sitting there sweating it for about 2 weeks, but he recovered. He's fine.
What goes through someone's mind, Mason, when you got to stab someone, right? Prison politics dictate, hey, the man came in your cell, he disrespected you, even though you were friends, man. I mean, is that it? Like the ultimate disrespect where you're like, man, regardless if we're friends, we're hitting this dude up?
Yeah, because if we're really friends, you would have pulled me over to the side and say, hey, look, man, I got an issue with so-and-so, let me holler at him. But you can never go in somebody's cell and pull your knife out and not stab them. You know that. When that shit come out, you gotta use it, homie. If you don't, you just faking, but at the same time, you know there's no secrets in prison. No matter what's going on, it's gossip. It's like high school without girls. Everybody hears, everybody knows. If your ass getting fucked, everybody knows you're getting fucked. If you're getting extorted, everybody knows you're getting extorted. So, if I didn't do what I was supposed to do, motherfuckers would be like, oh yeah, Mason let some dude run up in his cell, pull a knife on him. I can't live in the penitentiary no more after that. Everybody's gonna be running up in my cell with a knife. You know what I mean? So, even though certain things we don't want to do, we know we have to do it to ensure our survival.
What's going through your mind though when you're stabbing him? Do you ever think like, damn, I hope I don't kill this fool? Or are you like, man, whatever happens, happens? What's your mindset when you go into a situation like that?
I mean, in the beginning, before you get there, I don't care who you are, man. Unless you're just a fucking psychopath or whatever. You get the jitters, you get the nerves, because you're really like, damn, this motherfucker is really making me do this to him. You know what I mean? But for me, you know, all those thought processes go to because, like I said, he was a friend of mine. I got in an incident in a alarm park where I got hit in the head with a hammer, and he jumped in and helped me. So we were friends. We were good friends. But for me, I get all the jitters and all that stuff, and like, you know, you don't really want to have to do this. Whether it's your enemy, whether it's your friend, when you got to go put in work, it's only natural, I feel, that you get all the butterflies and all that stuff. But once I cross that threshold, everything slows down for me, and I'm in complete control. You know, before I do a robbery, before I go kicking somebody's door, I get all the doubts and all the jitters. But once that door is kicked in, it just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I guess I'm in my element, for lack of better terms, and I'm calm and I'm in control, and it's just, yeah.
It sounds like, man, when you were a young dude that went to prison, you were kind of a wild dude. You also said you got hit in the head with a hammer. Why'd you get hit in the head with a hammer?
Well, I ran a poker table in Long Park, and this black dude from Virginia had owed me some money on the table, and you know, the first couple of weeks, he said, hey, I got some other bills I got to take care of or whatever. And I take care of that stuff first. I was like, yeah, go ahead, no problem. So I let him take care of all these other issues because I don't ever want to take everything away from somebody. I want to always leave them with something to hustle so we can bring it back to the table. You know, and you know, if somebody loses $100 to me or something, I'll collect $50. I don't, because I'm the house. I get 10%. You can't beat the cut. You know what I mean? So I know how to, you know, work the system or whatnot, how to run my game. But it went on for a month, and then this last guy, he told me, hey, I gotta take care of this other dude. I said, homie, you've been owing me for a month. You just accumulated this bill a couple days ago. So now I'm looking like, well, I'm a lame. You don't want to pay me. You know, with me being young, and I know I could whoop the dude. So I didn't go in there with the intention. I didn't do it the right way because, you know, you can never hit nobody that you got an issue with them. And that's what the lesson I learned. So I went up, when we were working in Unicorn, I went up to him and I said, hey, when we get back to the block, you better have my money. The guy punched me in my mouth, knocked my glasses off, and I'm like, in my head, like, oh, you just fucked up because I'm about to whoop you. And when I went up to him, he pulled out a hammer. I was like, oh, maybe you're not so dumb, right? So, but still, the hammer didn't stop me from rushing him. And I ducked, and he hit me in the back of the head. I tackled him, and we wrestled, and all he did was wrap his body around my arm and just hugged me. And so we were just rolling on the ground. You know what I mean? When we finally got up, that's when that dude Yano kicked him off of me. Because he was just bear hugging me, you know. And when he kicked him off me, I hit him a few times, got on top of him, and I really can't see without my glasses, so I was searching for the hammer because my intention is to put that hammer through his skull. But when I finally got the hammer in my hand, I got tackled by the CO, and that was that.
I know you said you also put in some other work where you had to stab someone else. Where was that at?
Well, I was in 2 riots before I left Atwater. We had 2015, we had a guy in a riot with GDs, and like 2 months later after that, we got in a riot with the Mexicans. It was like, it blew up every unit in the penitentiary. But on the yard, like I really don't know all the details and how it was the white boys and the Bisons that were beefing, but you know, if one Mexican go, all Mexicans gotta go. Don't matter if you're Sureño, don't matter if you're from New York, New Mexico, Arizona. When it becomes a race issue, everybody's gotta come together against whatever race they're beefing with. Well, the shot caller, I don't know his name, think it's Garcia. But they've been having an ongoing issue between the white boys and the Mexicans. And he sent word to this fucking buster named Chino, which had the yard for the white boy. You know, I call him a buster because he could have got all these people killed because he thought he was just above the politics. So he sent word to him, and that bitch motherfucker, it popped off in every unit but his unit.